And it's another beautiful Wednesday right here, and you know what that means.
Yes, it is time for very beautiful ladies to grace your screens and spend almost 2 hours with you.
We love it, so we hope you love it as much as we do, because we're no angel in disguise.
Nope, we are not. We are the real deal when it comes to your entertainment so early in the morning.
Of course, we're not all you're getting. Of course,
Yes.
we have the amazing MM. She's getting prepped. She's getting prepped.
You know, her
she's
fire
gonna be here.
breathing,
Yes,
her Royal Majesty self.
And she's getting ready to start the day with us. But it is a Wonder Woman Wednesday.
Now, as you can see, we are ready to take the day by the jugular. We mean to take no prisoners as we go about smashing the proverbial glass ceiling.
Yes, sir. Ceiling. Yeah. It's not just breaking it. We're slamming it. Exactly.
But we are not. We're preachers of love.
Exactly.
We're not violent.
Yes. But once in a while, you know, a good punch in the stomach is all you need from us, really. Especially you've been slacking. Yes. Do you see how good we look at this time of the morning? You think it's easy?
Come on.
You think it's easy?
No, it's not.
Easy at all. My name is Titi.
And I am Tokwe Olonio. Now remember, you can stream this show live if you're going to have to be on the move at tvcentertainment.tv. And on Facebook, just go to your search column, type TVC Connect, and we will be right there.
Just use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC as soon as you're ready. And of course, have our app on standby. Just download it from iOS or Android. And of course, that should do the trick.
Yes. Now, if you want to binge watch your favorite segments or episodes you've missed, guess what? We have everything in store for you. Go to our YouTube channel, TVC Connect Wake Up Nigeria, is the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria, and you would see everything there. But what do you think we have lined up for 1 hour, 45 minutes?
One thing I can tell you is that it is plenty.
I know.
Yeah, we have Dr. Uduka Maju from Quincy Wellness and Neuropathic Center joining us to discuss extreme eating disorders and how to treat them. You know, I never knew that eating disorders were a thing until I heard about Princess Diana having one. And she had bulimia, and it was a big deal. So we have a lot to talk about on that topic.
Okay.
One of the leading causes of resentment in any marriage is finance. Now we have Aremola Lekon Oluwatobi here with us later on to discuss budgeting as a couple. That is, how to build your finances and marriage together.
Courtesy of our friends at Lush, we have contestant from Idol Season 6, Deloye Dotu, also known as Dels, joining us for a chat later on the show.
All right, Elizabeth Odumfa is... Oh, you know what? There's still quite a bit we're going to be talking about.
And finally, our last guest this morning is Uyoyo Adia, filmmaker, scriptwriter, and director with projects that Lost, Fourth Slide. As she's gone ahead to win awards both locally and internationally, and she will be joining us much later on for the chat on the show.
Okay. Hi, ladies.
Morning.
Woohoo! Okay, we made it.
Yeah.
I'm saying we made it because we know what a rush it is every morning when we're trying to get there on the couch. But how's your week been so far?
Ooh.
What?
Who is going?
You go ahead.
What?
Yeah, so, I mean, trying to be like MM. Planning the center stage is it's too much hard work. Well, my week has been very intense. First off, like I'm telling everybody, from 27th of August, you better take pictures with me before the 27th of August because I'm not going to be modest or humble about it. It's going to be on Netflix, guys.
Oh, wow.
In case you didn't see it, I'm not good. Let me look at Titi, please. I like the energy from this side, yes.
I love it.
The King of Boys 2 is coming, so it's been an exciting week for me. I mean, from the producer sending me a personal message to talk about my performance to being on set, I just feel like I'm beginning to feature in the future I've pictured, and I'm so grateful and thankful.
Congratulations on that one.
Thank you.
And it's actually a movie a lot of people are anticipating because of how part one went, and of course the fact that Kemi Aditiba is on it as well. But we've always been proud of you and your exploits. I remember when we announced that you won the competition, and like it's coming full circle now, which is great, which is amazing. Now, for me, it has been mommy duties back to back.
It's really exciting seeing Titi in mommy zone. Like,
Really?
she talks mommy, but I've not seen her be mommy. And today, when she looked at her daughter, I'm just like, oh wow, yeah, that's Yoruba mother too.
Oh,
Like, you have
wow.
that eye thing going on.
I think it's something that just happens, right, MM? You don't even know where it comes from. You give them a look, like they're supposed to just understand what you're saying. Like, just understand me and move, or do this, or do that, or stop talking, or stop making noise, or stop crying. But hey, I think I've got my robotics
Do you have
on
mommy
lockdown.
looks?
She
Yeah, I
does.
think we all do have.
But
mommy
I don't
I didn't realize that I did have mommy looks till, I don't know, it just happens sometimes. And I noticed that it's Eliana, that's the youngest one who
That
actually,
gets it.
yeah, she gets it.
Like,
So sometimes she looks at me to want to know if,
Why you look at me like that?
no, if, what she's doing is okay. If is mommy okay with what I'm doing right now? Because she has that look even as young as she is.
Yeah.
And the kind of emotional intelligence she displays sometimes baffles me, even
Okay.
as a child. So trust me, those kids, they know what they're doing.
I'm telling
On that note, let's know what the weather is doing to us today. Stay with us.
Hello and good morning. It's time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titi. Now, 47 out of the 48 protesters arrested by the Nigerian police during the Yoruba Nation rally held July 3rd, 2021 in Lagos State have been released from detention. A magistrate's court in Yaba, Lagos State, had on July 19th granted bail to the Yoruba Nation agitators arrested in the state. The court had ruled that one of their sureties must be a family member and the other a community leader or clergy with proof of tax payment. However, one of the protesters, Obatunde Bakare, was not released. The Lagos State Police Command had arraigned the Ogboni leader, traditionalist Bakare, for the murder of Jumoke Oyeleke, the salesgirl who was allegedly killed by a stray bullet during a rally in the state, while others were admitted to bail. Bakare was remanded as he had additional charges of murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria have threatened to embark on a nationwide peaceful protest should the Kaduna state government fail to release their leaders if Wednesday's judgment goes in their favor. The group says its leaders have not been found guilty of any offense leveled against them, even after 15 witnesses of Kaduna state government and the army testified in court. The High Court in Kaduna State earlier set 28th of July to rule in the no-case submission filed by the counsel to Ibrahim El-Zakzaki and his wife. The IMN leader and his wife are standing trial on an 8-count charge bordering on alleged culpable homicide, unlawful assembly, and disruption of public peace, among others.
His release, we will praise God for giving us what we have been asking for. And if it's no release, we continue with our peaceful demonstrations. Our demonstrations are peaceful. No case was established against him. A court of competent jurisdiction in Abuja discharged Malam 3 years back. But the government, a democratic government that's supposed to respect the law, refused to release him. They arrested, they refused to release him, and they found no excuse in holding him.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has released the results of 14,620 candidates for the 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination and withheld results of 93 candidates after investigation. The board also withdrew the results earlier issued to 14 candidates on the grounds of malpractice. A statement signed by the board's head of media, Fabian Benjamin, announced that the decision to release the results followed the consideration and approval of the investigators' recommendations at a meeting in Abuja on Tuesday. The statement also revealed that the results of 332 blind candidates whose examinations were conducted earlier this month have also been released. And that's it on the news for this hour. Talkware standing by with sports. All right, then. Welcome back.
Welcome back. That was intense.
There's something about when Ada does her fitness that just makes you feel like, you know what, I have to do better. Because
It even makes you feel like, oh, it's not that hard. It's just like this.
by the time you start the workout, you're like, no.
Then you now say, it's not just rice. It's rice.
Well, at least we have a healthy start to our day with
Yes.
Kellogg's.
I know
But-
today we said we're going to take it like just like
a snack.
Like a snack.
My kids actually do that.
Yeah, don't be hungry.
Yeah.
I decided to go on to the yesterday and I went on social media street.
Okay.
And I saw two things that caught my attention. And the first is socialite shared this question and he said, my question for women is, why do we want to marry a rich man? But when he says he doesn't want a broke girl, we are pissed.
Okay.
So why do girls want to marry a rich man? But when this rich man says, oh, I don't want to marry a broke girl, girls are pissed. Do we even think, let's divide this, do we think girls are pissed when a man says he doesn't want to marry a broke girl?
When the socialite says we, is he making
And it's even a
reference
guy,
to?
So when I say we, like, it's
So is it guys and girls he's talking about? But from perspective of being very independent myself, I never really used to look at money as a factor. I always used to look at intellect, potential, and things like
those
that.
potential people.
But then a lot of people have been burnt by this potential thing. Thankfully, I'm not one of them, thankfully, hey. But I'm saying your choices need to be about more than money. It can't just be about finance. It can't.
See, they really want
Because
to
I've
know what
seen,
everyone
because I'll tell you a story about a friend of mine who got married, well, in her mind for love.
Okay.
But we knew what his bank account looked like.
Ooh.
We knew.
I mean, she was in love with something.
Yes, we knew what his cars looked like, and we knew how fast this love grew, right? But then about 2 weeks after the wedding, the guy fell ill. And then when he fell ill, he went to some financial crisis. Then eventually he lost his job, and then all the cars went, the houses went.
Oosh.
So what happens there? What does the love just begin to dissipate from that point? As in, I'm just saying there has to be more than
that.
just finance involved.
Okay. MM.
Well, in this case, it's not pertinent to a particular situation.
Yeah.
It could either be marriage or a relationship.
Yeah,
sure.
Because so the question here is, why do women get pissed when men say they don't want to date broke girls?
Sure.
I feel like from the men angle, if you don't want to date a broke girl, you're right
free.
not to.
Exactly.
And if you're a broke girl and
You want to
you're
climb
pissed, your feelings are valid as well.
Okay.
I mean, like, if you don't want to be referred to as being broke, work for your
Do
money.
something about it.
Exactly.
Do something about it.
Go there and
But
work.
let me now fight for
Be
the broke
financially
girls.
independent.
Which broke girls?
And if you feel that being financially independent is not your thing,
Yes.
and you need somebody else to, feel that lifestyle,
Fund your lifestyle.
please go ahead, get a bankroller.
Wow.
Roll it.
Whatever
But
makes
just
you
be
happy,
ready
just
to
do
roll
it.
with the punches as they come. As I said,
You don't mean physical punches?
no, of course.
Okay.
Well, hey, you never
could-
know.
it could be.
It could. There's some women that have stayed because the finance is there, or all the other ones loved me to pieces. They would do anything for me, but they didn't have the money. But this one beats you black and blue, but because he has the money, you stay. I'm just saying, there's just so many different perspectives.
To each its own. I mean, like...
And I feel like a girl wanting a man who has money is valid because some of us have tried prospect, and by the time prospect turned to money, we had left. So it can, if you want the person that is made, great. If the made guy wants somebody that is made to, greater. If the broke girl wants somebody that has money, my sister, I even salute you for accepting your position and wanting to step up. Greatest. But this now leads me to the next conversation, which is what I also saw on social media yesterday of Socialite, of course, who bought a 10.5 million naira bag.
Yeah.
And the question of, would you call a 10.5 million naira bag an asset, or would you call it a liability?
Well, it depends on how many other
Wait,
assets
stats.
you have now.
It's a 10.5 million naira handbag.
I'm not going to buy a 10.5 million naira handbag. I'm not even going to buy a 1 million naira handbag.
Really?
Yes, because it's frivolous. That's my opinion. But if you have the money and you want to spend it, go ahead. I mean, there are people, right? I mean, yes, they were talking about space tourism and how the Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson and the likes of them are flying to space. They have the money, they can afford to. But if you have the money and you want to, please go ahead. I just believe that I do not align, or I do not put assets and material things
as assets?
as I don't consider them to be assets.
So would you consider a land to be an asset?
Yes, a land is that's a property.
Okay.
It's not a material thing. It is an asset.
You'd be surprised.
It is an asset. So the value of that land, if I buy a land right now for 10 million naira, in the next year or even 2 to 5 years, of course, I know how much that value, the worth of that land will be. It's going to appreciate tremendously because the real estate is going.
Yes, you have 10 properties already. You have maybe like 5 cars in your garage. You have maybe, you know, you have a plane.
Because the truth of the matter is,
a 10 million naira bag will be cheap.
Yes, that 10 million naira bag has so many fakes out there, and nobody knows the difference.
You do. You know the difference.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be holding it and say, oh yeah, this is your original one. See it.
Some people do that,
write original.
Some people do it.
No.
But I'm just saying.
It's all same to me. It's like a Chanel bag.
So
they're
wealth
all
is
same,
relative,
including the fake ones. You don't even know which is the original one.
Calm down.
They still have. I mean,
calm down. Wealth is a matter of perspective.
But
this is my opinion.
But you know, there's this the one thing that we all like individually. There's something you like, and no matter how expensive it is, because it's that thing that you like, you don't mind spending extra on it because you just love.
Because I know that, like, when I drive by,
but guess what?
Like, nobody's gonna say, "Oh, that car is fake."
Oh, calm down. See, a 10 million naira car could be.
Are you feeling me? Stop it. Like,
I just imagine a fake car.
Like,
there are some cars that people consider fake. I won't mention brands out. There's some cars that people consider fake, but that are actually 10 million naira. But that, I'm just saying, for a billionaire or an heiress, or someone maybe has access to a billionaire, is married to a millionaire, or whatever it is, to her, it's nothing.
Like I
so
said,
she's having fun.
Please, guys, let us know. Would you, if you were living super comfortable, if you were super comfortable and you have 10.5 billion naira, you don't know what to do with it, would you buy a landed property or would you buy a handbag?
The question is, if you are rich, not super comfortable, rich,
you are rich,
and you can afford it, will you buy it?
Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, on Facebook, and on Instagram to share your comments with us. But as we're doing that, let's just keep having our breakfast from Kellogg's. Thank you so much, Kellogg's, for our best breakfast snack.
Crunchy. Welcome back, people. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. And yes, this is my personal favorite part of the kitchen, of the show, sorry. I think, and I hope it's yours as well. Anyway, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Augusta.
Hello. Hi. Good morning.
It's so good to have you here.
It's been a while.
It has. Did you miss us? Because we missed you.
I really do.
Are you sure?
Saw the haircuts of what happened?
Whose haircut?
What's his name again?
Mike.
It's so low. What happened?
Anyways, we're not here to talk about Mike's haircut today.
Yeah,
today you'll be making
meat pie.
Meat pie.
Meat pie.
Meat pie.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what we're doing today.
Okay, but are we frying or baking this meat pie?
We're going to bake.
We're going to bake it. Oh,
yes.
Interesting. Now let's talk about the ingredients for our meat pie.
Yes.
What are we using?
The ingredients are just here. We have our flour. We have our milk. We have our baking powder, butter, salt.
What?
Salt.
Salt. Oh,
yes,
okay.
nutmeg.
Okay.
Thyme, curry.
Yeah.
Mice meat.
Mince meat.
Mice meat.
Okay.
And this is
vegetable
oil.
Okay.
Irish potato. The onions is going to be chopped.
Okay.
The carrots is going to be chopped.
Okay.
We have our raw egg.
What's the eggs for, though?
The eggs, one is for glazing.
Okay.
The other one, you use it to mix the dough.
Okay.
So That's the essence of the egg.
And then we have our seasoning cubes to put
Yeah,
all this together.
all right.
Okay.
Good.
This looks like a very easy recipe. I've never baked meat pie before, but if you missed out on the ingredients earlier on, right there are the ingredients on your screen. You could scribble them down. Something you can try out this weekend if you know, I mean, it's the weekend, have nothing to do. Besides, the kids are on holidays, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so do something nice, just a really nice snack. Even if it's something you could just do for them to, because there's a lot of summer coaching going on. There's so many activities for the kids this holiday. You could even, let them join you, while, baking this,
Yes,
right? While
yes,
preparing
yes,
this, this holiday. Anyway, so how do we start this off?
Yeah, we'll start immediately by mixing up our dough quickly.
Okay.
We're going to mix our dough quickly so that we'll go to the next stage.
Okay.
Because the meat pie has two sections, the filling and that of the dough.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to do. The
So
dough
in here is the flour.
In here is the flour.
Okay.
So we have our milk.
I didn't know that we use milk for meat pie.
You can use the powder or you can use
The flavor.
you can use the milk flavor, you can use the milk itself.
Okay.
And you can use also the liquid aspect.
What's
of
this?
it. That's the baking powder.
Baking powder. So for some of us who do not have measuring spoons, how do we know what quantity of, what's the right amount of ingredients to use per time?
I'll be honest to you, I like accuracy.
Yeah, how do we now know
Accuracy.
the accuracy?
Like this is 2 cups.
Okay.
And this is a teaspoon.
Okay,
of
so
baking
I don't
powder.
have measuring spoons.
Okay, if you don't have,
like that.
you just gauge.
Okay.
You just gauge.
Okay.
It doesn't affect
Anything.
the taste
Okay.
of the meat pie.
So you just use your
all.
instincts.
You just use your instincts
Okay,
and gauge.
great.
So that's well, and these are
Butter. Okay. That's
So-
margarine, yes?
Yeah, that is our
Okay.
butter. You can use any of them. Salt
Okay,
or
let me get your
something.
spoon that you could use. Here you go.
Yeah, this is our butter. So
Okay. And so what else is going in here quickly?
and that's all. So
This
now,
all?
yes.
Okay, and then we begin mixing.
So what you notice in meat pie is that it uses a lot of butter.
Okay.
So that it has a tender touch at the end of the day.
Oh, okay. Anyways, we are not letting you out of this process, guys. We are going to, we'll make sure that you're part of it every step of the way. But for now, we have to head over to the couch for some relationship discussion. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Now, is going to be in the kitchen, and I have a feeling some amazing aromas are going to be flowing from there very soon. But this is a very important topic we have here on relationship. One of the leading causes of resentment in any marriage, or in fact, long-term relationship, is finance. So we have Aremo Olalekon Oluwatobi here with us. We're discussing budgeting as a couple. Yeah. That is, how to build your finances and marriage together. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, so couples, both new and couples that have been there for a while, how exactly can they arrange their finances that it won't lead to resentment?
Yeah, okay. So first, let's examine what budget is. Okay, like so we're talking about budgets, and most times when we hear budgets, especially for family, it sounds like a very huge thing. Yeah. But budget, in the simplest sense, is basically guidelines on how spending is done in the home, basically. And then, then there are now different financial choices that are made in different families based on different things. Now, one of them is what I call STST, that is spend together, save together. Okay. Now, in this category, everybody knows what everybody brings in. Okay, so the husband knows how much the wife earns, the wife knows how much the husband earns, and then they put it together. And it is from that pool they take care of their expenses. Okay. That's we save together, we spend together. Now there's we save separately, we spend together. Okay. Here, there's no full disclosure. Okay. What they usually do is say, this one is expense focused, in that what they do first is calculate how much they need to spend as a family. Then they now decide, okay, maybe husband takes school fees, wife takes this, or they say, okay, you bring 40%, you bring 60%, and then we spend whatever else you have is yours. Okay. So they don't have full disclosure of what each of them are earning at any point. And okay, then there is we save separately, we spend separately. Now, usually that one causes a lot of tension because spending is now usually one-sided. Okay, you leave one part to do, and this one part is not necessarily even the man. At times can be the woman, at times can be the man. One side is always the one doing the major spending and the heavy lifting. So usually the first one I mentioned, we save together, we spend together, is usually the healthiest, where both parties have a full understanding of how much both of them are earning. They put this together, and then from there they can now sort their family's expenses. So now let's go to budgeting. Yeah. So how do we do budget? In simple sense, one, create a category. What are the things we spend on? So there are basic things, and then there are recurrent things. Say rent, for example, is once a year, depending on where they stay. So then there are basic things like light bill, school fees, if they have children, house maintenance, food supplies, and all that. So create categories based on what fits their family. Now, then they now attach an amount. Now, this amount should be realistic in that don't try to want to go below what you were before and then don't go too high. So it should be realistic based on the average you've been spending before now. Then if you have receipts, if you shop in, supermarkets, you can use that receipt to help you create an average. Then when you do that, make sure you always come back to review it at the end of the month. Review it. Where did we spend more? Where did we spend less? Because, of course, that will happen here and there. And then for the next month, you do the same thing again. Create a category. And when you continue that cycle, at first, it will look like a lot of, because many people don't like to talk about money as it is.
It feels like anything to do with finance has a lot to do with trust.
Yes,
and of
definitely.
course, integrity, in some cases. And I have a feeling there are a few women out there who probably, didn't like it when there were some things that they had to cover, and their husband didn't cover on time, so they had to do it. And those little lapses come up if you keep a stringent budget, a very strict budget, and people fall by the wayside once in a while. Don't you think that would be the reason why resentment would set in? Okay.
So usually resentment when it comes to money, because money is not just money. Money represents a lot for people. It represents their strength, their time, their resources. So people are very sensitive when it comes to money issues, which is why it's always best when they pull this pool together and they agree on every expense. Okay? When you agree on every expense, it's difficult for you to feel resentment because you were a part of that spending. So when somebody spends without the knowledge of the other, especially when it's a spending that is not even in our budget or outside our budget totally, then it will cause resentment. But rather than allowing that resentment grow, what should be done is let's visit it together. Let's look at the issue. How do we avoid this kind of issue? Do we need to increase how much we put for this thing? And then the review.
So it also feels like there are some responsibilities that are, should I say, male or masculine or for the man to handle. And I know probably a lot of women would agree with me that things like school fees, is your child? Why should I be putting money in that? And then there are some men that feel, why should my wife be paying for my child's education? There are also some things like house rent, like the roof over my head is supposed to be managed by the husband. There are some responsibilities like that. But what do you think really truly applies in modern times?
I think what applies in modern times, because really marriage is about people driving towards oneness. Now the house is our house. The children, our children. Basically everything is ours. So we should both be able to make it happen. Of course, if, now I'm using the average family as example here. If you live, like, we were talking about earlier about the 1 million Naira bag and all that. So if for somebody that came into money at some point, maybe the wife, for example, she can decide that, man, all my children, I'll take care of their school fees because I have an inheritance that can take care of it, Or if it's the husband that was a billionaire, that can happen. But in a place where both are working and earning, it's always best to put it together. That's why the SCST works. We put it together and then we sort
So that's save
build
together, spend together.
Yeah.
Do you agree? I'm not sure if everyone out there agrees, but we'll find out. Just use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC as soon as you can. Make your comments, contributions, and let's see what your opinion is like. We are going to be taking a quick break, but there's still so much more right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now with us on the show we have Dr. Kalu Uduka Maju from Quincy Wellness and Naturopathic Center joining us this morning to discuss extreme eating disorders and how to treat them. Let's speak with him. Good morning, Dr. Kalu. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, good to have you here yet again.
Sure.
So I'm really excited about this topic. I don't know why I feel like it is very important for Nigerians to understand eating disorders and how to treat them. Because most of when you're not eating, they just say, you're not hungry, that's why you're not eating. So let's delve into the conversation to enlighten them better.
Thank you. So the thing is, most eating disorders are usually a mental issue.
Okay.
So it's because, for example, we were talking about anorexia nervosa and bulimia.
Yeah.
Those ones, for bulimia, the women would usually take, it's commoner in females.
In females, okay.
So they usually would eat, like, just get a quantity of meal at a time and then try to get themselves to throw up so that they don't stay fat. They don't get fat.
Right.
They feel like if the food stays in, they'll add weight,
Okay.
they become fat. And they may not actually be, they may just be of normal weight.
Yeah.
But, it's just that psychological thinking. I don't know if it has a thing to do with the way the society views, because, like, there's this stigmatization, because, in the first session, we were talking about obesity.
Yes.
And, the stigmatization that comes with with adding weight. So it could play a role. And then, in Nigeria, too, we don't pay attention to mental health issues.
Yes,
everybody's
not so
like,
much.
you're fine, Joy. If you're well hungry, catch am, should eat, that kind of thing. So it's that's for bulimia. For anorexia, they usually would feel hungry but decide not to eat. They will just try and work out excessively, just try and do a lot of things to try and lose weight. And most times they're actually underweight.
Yes.
But in their mind, the mind is a very powerful thing. In their mind, they are still big. So they're like, no, let me not eat. Let me not eat.
Yeah.
And it comes with a lot of, because when you're not nourishing your cells, a lot could go wrong.
True.
I mean, your cells need energy on a daily basis to perform optimally.
Yeah.
So when they're not getting all those nutrients, they get dehydrated, protein levels go down, and then your immunity, so a whole lot goes wrong. It can even lead to death. So it's not, but like I said, we don't pay a lot of attention to
it,
especially when it's a mental issue.
Yes.
Because, of course, you won't categorize them as being mad.
Of course not.
Obviously, they go about, they're actually very smart people, go about doing their things and all that, but, just when it comes to that part, that physical dissatisfaction, where they're like, nah, I feel I'm fat, even when they're not. So.
Okay, so that's for an anorexic patient.
Yeah, so it's basically the difference between the two is just the fact that the bulimic people would eat and throw up.
Yes.
The anorexic people would just not want to eat at all.
Yeah.
So that's just,
Are those the only types of eating disorders?
Basically. They're the common.
So now, being well aware of these disorders, how do we now treat them? How do we get to pretty much have like a mental reset for these people? Because if it's mental, I'm feeling that we're definitely going to have to start from trying to get them to unlearn what they've learned as a way of staying fit. I mean, eating and throwing it up, is it medically correct that would make you lose weight?
But like, that's not, you don't want to purge yourself.
Yeah.
It's like I've seen a lot of people, they're like, after a while, they want to purge themselves. They intentionally take things to laxatives to purge themselves. So you don't need to purge yourself to lose weight.
Okay.
Because in the bid to purge yourself, you destroy the intestinal flora. So you cause a metabolic instability for yourself. It's best to pick your diet.
Okay.
Eat properly, try and figure out what goes in.
Okay.
Rather than chunking everything down and not trying to throw it out. It's a more disastrous route. you know, especially when it comes to weight management and all that.
Yeah. But me considering that it's a topic very sensitive to women, and I mean the society doesn't even help with judging. People see that and they say, you're bad weight though. Now, how do you also build? How do you build yourself to not start thinking of, you know, the next thing I'm going to do is go eat and puke? How do you advise someone who is going through this to help themselves?
So there's psychotherapy, obviously, that involves talking to them.
Okay.
It would help more if, you know, there's like a group of people with similar disorders. Because, you know, when you see someone that has an issue and is relatable,
yes,
it makes more sense to you when they're like, okay, maybe it's not so bad after all.
Yeah.
We could just eat once in a while, you know, manage our diet, eat healthy. We won't add so much weight. It won't be. It's not so bad. There are some medications too you can take, because like most of them might be depressed. So you know, you just give them those meds for depression, you know, and then they tend to come out of it and not eat or try to make themselves lose weight unnecessarily, you know. Yeah. They get to be more comfortable with their own skin.
Okay, so now eating disorders that we've discussed today is obviously leaning towards physical appearance and weight. For the benefits of people watching, I want you to give us like an easy tip of how to maintain your weight so you do not have to practice eating disorders.
Yeah, so basically just, you know, at a certain age, because when you're older now, most of when you're done growing, because I mentioned earlier in the series that for children, you can chuck them down with everything. They need a lot of nutrients. But then as an adult, you don't need too much because you're already built. Yeah. You just need enough to get yourselves along, you know, basic calories to get yourself daily. So if you chunk yourself with a whole lot that you don't necessarily need, the reserves, I mean, everybody's driving, nobody works out. At least in those days, our grandfathers used to trek all the way. So they'll definitely burn everything they eat, and they didn't even have much to eat. But now we eat a lot and all. So it's just, you know, the energy balance. Make sure what comes in, it's going out. It's going out. And
thank you so much, Dr. Kadu. Thank you. I am sure that you have learned a thing or two on how to balance your energy and how to balance your food intake if you're looking to lose weight so you don't go having eating disorders. Let's head over to the kitchen. We have with our chef for the day.
Speaking of eating, welcome to the kitchen, guys. This is Chef Augusta, and this morning we are making meat pie. One of my favorite snacks. All right, so quickly, let's run through the ingredients and where we are right now.
All
let's
right,
go.
these are dough already mixed with raw egg.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that with raw egg. So this is the dough. You allow it to rest for a while.
So this is flour and eggs.
Flour, milk. The egg is inside the butter.
Okay.
Nutmeg, a pinch of nutmeg.
Okay. So now what's in here?
Now this is the filling. Okay. This filling now contains the mice meat.
Okay.
The Irish potato being chopped. Okay. The chopped onions, and we have the carrots inside. Okay. So the process is a form of frying. 1 tablespoon of oil. Okay. Put it on the pot on a hot heat and allow it to hot a bit. Okay. Then you add a pinch of salt. Okay. Your onions goes in, then your mice meat. Okay. And then you stir it. Okay. Until it turns pale. Okay. Once it is pale, you put a little water to it to allow it to steam a bit. Okay. After that, you add your carrots. No, you season it. Okay. That's where we have the curry, thyme, and Maggi. Okay. So whatever season you like, but don't over season it. Okay. Okay. So it has to be minimized.
Just to taste.
Just to taste. Great. Then we have the carrot goes in. Okay. Then the
Irish potatoes. So the Irish potatoes, you don't fry them. You just, you know,
you just chop
them and put them in the minced meat and allow everything to cook together.
Then the last of all is called rux, R-O-U-X. Okay. That means mixture of flour and water. That gives it this thickening you're seeing. If not, it will be watery.
So that's what binds it together.
That's what binds it together. If not, it will be watery. Okay. So that's the function of the rocks. And you bring it out and allow it to cool before you.
So now we make the dough. Yes. And then I see that you have like a meat pie cutter here, and like in different sizes. Yes. And then I would like us. I don't know if we have time. Let's just show just a little of how, you know, to, you know, put the filling in and wrap it up and quickly. So this is our rolling pin. We'll make it flat.
Yes, make it flat a bit.
Okay. And
once it is flat a bit.
Okay, so do we make it tiny? How thin should the
a little bit
be?
thinner, because when it gets into the air fryer, as you can see there, it's going to rise. So if you make it too thick, it's going to take a little while for it to get
once
ready.
we are done with that, make sure it's flat enough, and then we put in our fillings, and then so let's fill it in.
We just make it. Let's use a smaller one.
Let's use a smaller one.
For instance, so
is that enough?
This
egg.
This raw egg.
Okay.
You stir it up.
All right.
Yeah, for the sealing aspect.
Okay. So we rub it on the edges.
Yes, and the edges. You can use water.
Okay.
It's allowed. Then you take your filling.
Put it in quickly.
So the filling must not be too much. If not, when it is ready, the mouth will be opened.
Oh, okay.
So you
and I noticed that if check out some meat pies, there are always holes in them. There's always perforated.
That's the next step. After you've done this, are you getting me? You have to perforate the hole so that it allow air to go.
To go in and out.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
So
great stuff happening here on the show. Chef Augusta, well done.
Thank you.
It's coming out really nicely. All right, guys, we have the next 45 minutes is going to be lit. You want to be a part of it, stay with us.
Now, when something is not going quite right, just involve a woman and watch the magic begin to happen.
Yes, so that brings to mind that saying, if at first you didn't succeed, go back and did it the way your wife told you to.
Exactly. Well, I can tell you for free that something magical always happens on Wake Up Nigeria. But on Wednesdays, something surreal happens.
Yeah? No jokes, people. Imagine women coming together to get things done. All three of us are determined to give you a fantastic morning.
Yes. Now, what Titi is saying is that you don't have a choice. You will have fun. And there is no better place for you to be right now than Wake Up Nigeria.
Hopefully, you've got that cup of tea, coffee, whatever it is. You've told a friend or another family member about what's amazing right here on TVC every single morning. And we're coming to you live from our studios in Lagos. My name is Titi Onyinso.
And I am Tokwe Olowoniyo. Now remember, you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv. And on Facebook, just go to your search column, type TVC Connect, and we will be right there.
iOS, Android, whatever device you're using, you can always watch with our app. And of course, send comments on social media with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Some topics today already. The finance topic is already blazing. Just use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yes. Now, courtesy of our friends at Lush Hair, we have a contestant from Idol Season 6, Deloye Dotsu, also known as Dels, joining us for a chat later on. And finally, we will be joined by filmmaker, scriptwriter Uyoyo Adia, director, and she's got a host of amazing projects under her belt. Also, the writer of Ineka, The Pretty Serpent, Fourth Slide, and a couple of award-winning, internationally recognized projects. She will be joining us as well to round off the show.
Yeah. It's always a fun show on Wednesdays. Omo, I need one of those meat pie cutters.
I'm surprised you don't have it.
I actually do not have one. I always used to think I have every kitchen utensil known to man.
Even outside kitchen utensils, Titi. I remember randomly, I can't remember what happened to my cloth, and I'm like, I need a needle and thread. Oh, don't worry, I have you. And I'm just like, how do you have a needle and thread? Like,
in
how
the
would you, in the office?
Oh, wow.
You know now that she has a bigger box. You cannot imagine what
Is that a box? That's a luggage.
So I feel like one of those stewardesses, or they call them air hostesses, now rolling around with it. But I just try to reduce my stress. So I try not to. I've reduced my.
You have?
I've reduced. I actually have. But I feel if I'm in a space and there's something I need and I don't have it, I start getting anxious. So I started having this pocket size of everything. Pocket size hand cream, pocket size soap, pocket size this, pocket. So anything that is really tiny and can fit in my bag, I just want it. I don't know.
I would never understand how you guys pack so many things in your bag.
I don't know.
I mean, people see my bags and they're like, this can't be your bag.
Yes,
my husband is
my
tired.
bag. I do not believe in carrying so many things in one bag.
Okay, guys, now let's find out other interesting facts, like if you have other interesting things like Titi. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's time for another news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titi Oyinso. Now, 47 out of the 48 protesters arrested by the Nigerian police during the Yoruba Nation rally held on July 3rd, 2021 in Lagos State have been released from detention. A magistrate's court in Yaba, Lagos State, had on July 19th granted bail to the Yoruba Nation agitators arrested in the state. The court had also ruled that one of their sureties must be a family member and the other a community leader or clergy with proof of tax payment. However, one of the protesters, Obatunde Bakre, was not released. The Lagos State Police Command had arraigned the Ogboni leader, traditionalist Bakre, for the murder of Jumoke Oyeleke, the salesgirl who was allegedly killed by a stray bullet during a rally in the state, while others were admitted to bail. Bakre was remanded as he had additional charges of murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria have threatened to embark on a nationwide peaceful protest should the Kaduna State government fail to release their leaders if Wednesday's judgment goes in their favor. The group says its leaders have not been found guilty of any offense leveled against them, even after 15 witnesses of the Kaduna State government and army testified in court. The High Court in Kaduna State later set 28th of July to rule in the no-case submission filed by the council to Ibrahim El-Zakzaki and his wife. The IMN leader and his wife are standing trial on an 8-count charge bordering on alleged culpable homicide, unlawful assembly, and disruption of public peace, among others. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has released the results of 14,620 candidates for the 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination and withheld results of 93 candidates after investigation. The board also withdrew the results earlier issued to 14 candidates on grounds of malpractice. A statement signed by the board's head of media, Fabian Benjamin, announced that the decision was to release the results followed the consideration and approval of the investigators' recommendations at a meeting in Abuja on Tuesday. The statement also revealed that the results of 332 blind candidates whose examinations were conducted earlier this month have also been released. Right, fantastic. That was the kind of vibe we needed on a Wednesday morning, and it's all about the Wonder Women on Wednesdays. And a big supporter of women and, of course, men is our friends at Lush Hair. Now, courtesy of our friends at Lush Hair, we have a contestant from Nigerian Idol Season 6. We have Deloye Dotun, a.k.a. Dels, joining us right here for a chat. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling in the Holy Ghost.
I like that. I like that. It's great to see you again.
Great to see you, ma'am.
So many people might not know this, but he's performed on Wake Up Nigeria before.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you used to look then? Your hair wasn't this long.
Yeah, it was not. It was
but what was the song you performed there? Do you remember?
Count Up.
Count Up. So how has it been since then? And then, of course, what led up to you joining Nigerian Idols?
Let me take a deep breath. It's been awesome. I can't complain, to be honest. God has been faithful. At that time, I released a song that time, almost 3 years ago now, Count Up. And, you know, I went to a couple of places with the song. I tried my best to push it as much as I could. Yeah. But, you know, the hustle goes on now. We never blow.
So, you don't blow now?
Amen, no. I don't blow. I pray someone sees me here and invest in my life.
Yes,
you know, right now. So, you know, I mean, but it's been a wonderful journey, you know, and the hustle continues, like I said. So I keep going for shows. If there's an opportunity to showcase my talent, such as Nigerian Idol, I mean, a beautiful platform like that, why wouldn't I be a part of it?
Amazing. So talk to us about who Deloye actually is. Who are you?
Hey. Deloye is a simple, dramaless king.
Dramaless king. Okay.
Deloye is a simple, dramaless king, to be honest. I'm just the guy next door. Just nothing. A talented, dramaless king. I'm just a simple person.
So
like,
what sort of
shy
music
guy.
does Deloye connect with?
Okay, let me say first that I'm a versatile musician, by the grace of Jesus.
Amen to that.
I'm a versatile artist, so that means like I explore a couple of genres, yeah. But I have a bias towards Afro soul. I like to describe my sound particularly as Afro soul. You know, so I color outside the lines like I do. I grew up in church, so gospel music is a no-brainer. I'll do spiritual songs sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, then there's Afro pop, R&B, reggae, jazz. I've done all of that, because I've sung in clubs, sang in church, sang in different places. So, and even growing up, I had a varied music background in that my father, and even my mother, but my father especially, played different types of music. We used to go on road trips, and he would play Ebenezer Obey, he would play Barry White, he would play people like Victor Waifo. My elder brothers and sisters, on the other hand, used to play people like Mariah Carey, Michael Jackson. And in church, the first kind of music I actually got exposed to ever was classical music. I started with classical music actually in church, learning software notations and all that. So, I was blessed and privileged to have a very, versatile or varied music background, and I went in that line. And
honestly, it's amazing how we saw you perform, we saw you on stage, and we saw you connecting with some of the songs they give you. And it must be difficult because I know that the Idols team will probably just be throwing some songs, options of songs at you and telling you to pick. And if you're not, in tune with that, you might not be able to perform as well. But then there were some very fabulous moments during Nigerian Idols. But who out of maybe the female artists had the most fabulous moments?
For the female artists, the female contestants, I think the person that had, for me, the most fabulous moment, I think, was Faith Mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really liked, she has this vibe. She looks like a model, and Lush, just always gave her this magical look. They just had a way of giving her these hairstyles and, look, a beautiful look that really made her look like a star, and very special. She's already a star, but Lush really did a great job. I think she was the one that had, some of the most fabulous moments among the female contestants.
I think you did as well. They helped with your fabulosity.
Yeah.
So, do you mind if I ask if these are all your hair?
Why would I mind? I mean,
okay.
I'm real.
Go ahead.
There's nothing to hide.
Is this Lush right now?
Yeah, Lush had something to do with this on the show.
Okay, fantastic.
They styled
your hair.
Yeah, my hair. They did this. There was this thing that they did and packed my hair to the middle.
Yeah.
During the final show, and it was just I was just feeling like a star, like Lush. Amazing. Yeah. I
actually love one of the angles they've been taking. So there are quite a lot of hair companies out there, but they decided to have a male representative, which is very unique.
Which is amazing, unconventional, unorthodox, very beautiful, and
right.
hopefully soon, safe, be like, say, we could get some kind of, because yes, you can see now.
All right, let's talk a bit more about your music. Where can we listen to your music? Where can we find your tracks?
Okay, so like I said, I was on this show almost 3 years ago, and I dropped Count Up.
Yeah.
And I said something about being real, vulnerability. The truth is, since that time, let me say it to the whole public and everybody let them hear, I've not dropped another track.
Okay.
And the main reason for that is that there's no point dropping tracks when, you're not ready for promotion. And
what? The money.
Yeah.
The money.
Your music is money. It's very expensive. And that's why we've been trying our best. I've been trying my best, to go on all these platforms.
There has to be a song that comes to mind that you sing, I want you to sing and sell your market right now.
Here
You have to sing and sell that market. Somebody is ready to invest in you right now.
Amen.
All right. So that's your camera right there.
Okay.
Sing to them. Sing to them right now.
Okay, so the song that I apparently that people really liked a lot that I sang on the show was this Swahili song.
Oh, okay.
Malaika by Mariah Makiba.
Okay.
So let me,
Go on.
let me try and do that now.
Go on.
So, Malaika, nakupenda malaika.
Oh.
Hey, Chindikimi.
I like that.
Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Ningekuoa maliwe, ningekuoa dada. Nashindwa na mali sina we. Ewe. Ningekuoa malaika.
Woo! Deloye in the building.
Thank you, thank
you guys, I'm his manager.
That would be a bad idea.
No, but really, I love the depth to your voice, and of course, the fact that you take it from somewhere deep within you. Not a lot of artists can do that. Do you think idols help to sort of groom you in that?
Of course, of course. Nigerian Idol was a really massive platform, and you know it was very stressful, but it was good stress. You know, there was a lot of coaching that went on. It was hard work. They really invested in a lot. Yeah, to you know. So yeah, I mean, I was already amazing. I was already great, but Nigerian Idol even. Made me even more.
I appreciate you, Deloye, and I see you going places. Just remember us when you get to your kingdom. We will now be talking to your PA now.
I've not talked about where you can get my music. I was about to say that before.
Don't worry. We are going to put your Instagram handle there on the screen. Yeah. Make sure you post it today so people can see it. We have to go for a quick break, though. There's still quite a lot happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now it is time for us to discuss with our last guest, and we have Uyoyo Adia, a filmmaker, scriptwriter, and director with such amazing projects such as Lost, #The Fourth Side to her credit, and also the writer of Ineka, the Pretty Serpent. Now the Fourth Side has gone to win awards both globally and locally. Now she's joined us for a chat, and let's talk to her. Morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, I wanted to start my conversation with talking about Ineka, the Pretty Serpent. I want to know how did it start for you, getting the job as the writer?
First, I want to say thank you for having me. For Ineka, the Pretty Serpent, it was really more of one of my mentors at the time, Mr. Chris Ode. He actually called me to write the project. Like I was part of the story development team. But then he called that I was the one that was going to write it. It was scary. It was very scary, but we wrote it. It has come out. Yeah. It's coming on Netflix soon. So
when you say we wrote it, did you write it alongside someone, or were you the sole writer of the whole project?
I was, and I am the sole writer of Ineka, the Pretty Serpent.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Could you quickly run us through your creative process? I mean, it must have been a lot of pressure considering that there was a, let's say, a prequel to that, and the fear of your story matching the previous story. How was the whole creative process for you?
So it was in the heat of COVID, right? So we had a lot of time. I think we spent like six months thereabout. Developing Ineka, the Pretty Serpent, and writing Ineka, the Pretty Serpent. I had to watch the old one to know what this new one was going to be about and how it was going to go. Though it didn't really influence the new one, right? We just took some certain elements from the old one to make this new one happen, right? So we did the story breakdown. We all had meetings, myself, Mr. Chris, the director, Tosin Ego, Baruch, Umpo, and I think Omotunde, You know, we did the story development, did the scene breakdown, and then I started the writing process. So each draft I wrote, we had a meeting on each draft. We went through it thoroughly before we sent it out to the script editor.
Now, as a writer now, just beyond Ineka now, as a writer generally, how well would you say how well do you handle criticisms of your work?
Oh, it was hard at first. It was very, even with Ineka, like when I did the first draft, I was like, yo, I've done this shit, like this is it. Then I got reviews and it humbled me.
Wow.
It humbled me.
What would you say was the hardest review you've ever had?
Dialoguing. It was the dialogues. It was like, who talks like this? Nobody talks like this. Why did you write this? Like, it was hard. Like, it was. I think at the point I was saying I wasn't going to write it anymore because it was hard. I keep telling myself, writing in a car is writing school for me because I went through that process. You can't even critique my work right now. That is bad, and I will cry anymore. It's not even possible. Yeah. Like, I've gone through that phase already. Okay. Right now, I take criticism as something that I didn't think about. Okay. I should think about it maybe next time. Or if I have an opportunity to do it now, I do it now. If it works well for me, fine. If it doesn't work well for me, I filter it. That's how it works now.
Okay, so let's move on to Rattlesnake. You are an assistant director on
Yes, I was second assistant director. Yeah.
Now, what's the role of a second assistant director?
Basically, is to make the first assistant director's job easy. Okay. So the first assistant director is always with the director, right? Planning the shot and all that. I, on the other hand, I'm making sure the actors are ready. I'm making sure the actors have their lines. I'm making sure they're in costume, makeup. Whatever it is that is going wrong with production, I should know so that I can inform, the first AD. Yeah. He has the final say, but I need to know all these things. Who is running late? Who is not running late? Okay. I also have to do the call sheets for the production or for the scenes that we have to shoot day by day. Yeah.
Okay. Now, so progressing from a script writer to an assistant director and now to a director, I mean, you have charge and bail with ink blots to your belt. Yay. You have the hashtag fourth side. Now, how did you transition to this level, and at what point in your career did you feel like I want to move, or at what point did you feel like, oh, I want to, this is where I now want to be?
Right. So coming into the industry, I always knew I wanted to be a director. Okay. Right. I've always known that, and writing was also something I was doing on the side. Okay. So being a second AD was a way of coming into the industry, understanding how production works, understanding how set life works, so that when it's time for me to do my stuff, it's not going to be difficult per se, right? So it wasn't really so much of a transition for me. It was just the timing. The timing was just right. Everything I had to do, the timing was right. As at the time I was second AD for some jobs, I was also writing. Okay. And I also first AD'd. Do you understand? So directing, I was also directing at the time. So it was all, intertwined with each other. Again, it was just the right time for certain things to happen. Okay, now I want to talk about your lows as a director. I mean, you Charge and Bail is your first cinema director, so it's going to be a directorial debut in the cinemas. Yes. Now, how was it like for you? Was there any point where you doubted yourself or doubted your takes? So with Charge and Bail, first of all, shout out to Inkblot for having me on Charge and Bail. Charge and Bail was, I had all the doubts before I went on set. Okay. So it was constant struggle with myself. It was constant, do you really want to do this? Is this where you want to be, and all of that? If they don't like your film, what are you going to do and all that? But I think a week to shoot, I literally shut down. Like, I literally had a one-on-one conversation with myself. I'm like, it's now or never, right? If you're not going to do it, someone else is going to do it. So take your chance and be proud of it. Whatever the outcome is, be proud of it. You have done it. Okay. That's how I went into Charge and Bail.
I want to go a bit personal now. As a creative, it's hard for people to see your personal struggles because we're always happy and bubbly. And I do remember that you lost your mom between the period of when Ineka the Pretty Serpent came out. Yeah. Now, how have you been able to manage because on social media you did express how close both of you were. How have you been able to manage such a loss and still go on to create and not lose your spark?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I actually do not know. All I can say is my family has been a major source of support, and strength. So I don't know. That's what I can say.
Oh, okay. Well, we do hope that you do get your spark back up. Yeah. But now, talking about the industry and as a director, you know how you're very optimistic about a film coming, and then it comes out and people start to bash it on social media. Yeah. Now, what do you think it's missing when things like that come out? Because sometimes, let's assume that a project came out and people start to bash it, and in that moment, you see the errors. So what do you think was missing that it wasn't seen before it came out?
So art is very subjective, right? I might have the perfect script right now, and it's not perfect to you, right? I like to say in my head that the audience or everybody is sort of like a writer or a director, because they like to tell you what they would have done differently, what they wouldn't have done, and all of that. But at the end of the day, you have to go with your guts. If that is what you think works for you, I promise you, if you send that script to 100 people, 100 people will have different notes on that script. So at the end of the day, you are not really following what you want to do.
Okay.
You are just going to be getting notes.
Notes on what people
Exactly.
Okay.
So, like I said, again, that was how I went into Charge and Bill. You are here. Do it the way you know how to. Okay. You will learn from the process at the end of the day.
All right. You know what? For the benefits of people watching, let's take a quick look at a cut of #4thslide to see one of Miss Uyoyo Adia's works.
Welcome to the kitchen, Uyoyo. How does it feel seeing movies that you've directed, though?
Weird. Very weird.
I know, never gets old, right? I know. Welcome. This is Chef Augusta, and this morning she's made for you meat pie. You can't wait till
So she actually used the air fryer to make this.
For real?
Yes. And it looks perfect, like came out of a conventional oven. Yeah.
Have a taste, so let us know what you think.
Can
you bake, though?
One full one.
Or do you prefer to cook, then you bake?
See, I don't bake. I think I know how to.
Okay.
My mom used to do it when I was little, so yeah.
So please,
have a taste.
Which one should I?
Anyone.
It's
all yours. Enjoy.
All right. You want to have a taste?
It's actually really good.
All right.
Seeing that it was from that, actually really good.
Amazing stuff.
Well done, Augusta. Thank you
you
so
learned
much.
it here, right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And if you missed it, you can check it out on YouTube. Just check for @TVC Entertainment. Of course, we've had an amazing Wonder Woman Wednesday today.
We still have Tope on the couch. You want to do a quick wave? Or say
Take it easy.
Have a fabulous Wednesday, guys.
All right. That's it for today on Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you to all our amazing guests. Thank you to Uyoyo for being
for having
here.
me.
You all have a fabulous day.
Your view is next. Bye.